Bang dang skadilly dilly do. We're back on episode 61 of Your House Our Rules, y'all. We had an interesting thing going on. But first, I do want to apologize for this past week. We had like a 5-day weekend. I have had a respiratory infection for like 2 weeks now. It's still affecting me, and I don't know what exactly is going on. It's getting a little bit better though, so hopefully we're on the tail end of it. So I do want to get out a quick one. We're probably not going to have the most to talk about today, but yesterday, a little bit of a bombshell got dropped on us, man. Zuck decided to just, like one up Elon on this whole like death match that we got, this social media death match, and released like this carbon copy of Twitter, and it's called Threads. I had absolutely no idea this was dropping until like I saw on some video that they had dropped it, and I was like, let me check this out. It's completely linked to your Instagram account. So over here, like, I thought Facebook was the competitor to Twitter, but if you go and pull this thing up, it's just basically a dumbed down version of Threads. Have you looked into it at all, Jack?
Yeah, actually, I created an account.
Yeah, I saw you followed me today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty funny. I mean,
I lightweight want to believe that this is just some fucking troll that Zuck is doing because they hate each other and we have like this battle between them right now. But
right.
Like, why would you put the amount of time and resources and money into making an application like this without having it be somewhat legit? I know some people are pretty hyped up for it, actually, because like Twitter apparently has just been like dogging them out and doing a lot of stuff that they don't like, so they're moving off of Twitter. And they had 7 million subscribers in like the first 8 hours or something like that, so it's starting to pick up. But we'll see what it is. I'm just so concerned about how like carbon copy it is. Like, do you have anything to say about that?
I mean, that's kind of what happens, right? Yeah. You see something and you're like, I can make it a little bit better, change it a little bit.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, he's not making it better. It's like the dumbed down version of it. Like, you can't get all the GIFs and stuff like that. There's no private messaging or anything like that, which we have an entire messaging app. Yeah, there's an entire messaging app that is like completely separate from Facebook, which they did that like 5 years ago, and I already thought that was fucking weird. And they just like, apparently there's no like linkage through that same messenger through this Threads application. So I don't know what's going on, but it did a good job of pissing Elon off. I had like a recommended tweet today from Elon. It said, I spend $40 million or whatever $40 billion to get Twitter or whatever. And then he said this fucking lizard just copy and paste my entire forum a couple months later. Dude, it was so funny. And like, I put it on Threads and I was like, welcome to social media, dude. Cause like, that's the way it is. I mean, we talked about it with like WeChat and everything with the whole China thing and how social medias and just like big tech applications and stuff, if something works, they're just going to straight up carbon copy it from one to the other and try to make it as best as they can, see if they can get their people on it. So
right.
Yeah
It'd be like that, I guess.
It's,
I mean what are you gonna do? I mean, sue them?
Well, apparently Elon actually did give a cease and desist, and it was like they're trying to do something about it, but I can't see how legally they will be able to do anything about it with all the like gray area that is copyright. So, I mean, as far as I know, they don't really have a legal stance that they can take on it. I thought that they would, but when you see all the different like applications that do this, now it's just like, are they really going to? So now I guess we're going to have to go through all these like corporate lawsuits and whatever and see what all comes out at the other end of it. But it would be hilarious if Zuck just took it back and like made a Facebook post one day that said, just kidding. There's some dumb shit like that.
Right. So, cancel the whole thing.
Yeah.
Or they square off in the octagon and winner takes all.
I'm glad you said that, dude. Who do you think would take the fight, though? Me and Jeff were talking about that a little bit earlier, a couple weeks ago.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked at too much. I know Zuck has been training and like doing amateur fights.
Yeah.
I think Elon does some degree of things.
I think they're both trained. They're both trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but I believe they're both white belts, which is like entry tier level.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Zuck, I mean, Zuck looks like he's actually in shape and taking care of himself, though.
Yeah.
Elon does not.
No, he doesn't. Which doesn't.
So I mean, but that doesn't always mean a whole lot. You know,
No.
I mean, there's big heavy guys who they can take a punch and they can lay a punch.
There was a guy. His name was Big Country who fought in the UFC. He always had he fought heavyweight. He wasn't the tallest dude, but he might be like 6'1", 6'2", or something like that. But had like the biggest beer belly of all fucking time, and he was just knocking people out, bro. Just left and right, just beating the shit out of people. So it doesn't always matter. Sometimes that can even be an advantage, having a little bit of weight. But actually, I'd take that back because Zuck would have a little bit more of an advantage having those lengthy limbs to, kind of get around in the grappling and stuff like that. But I personally think Zuck would take it, but Elon has a little bit more size behind him.
Yeah. It'd be I mean, I guess if we're going to weigh in on like, how much is Zuck a lizard person? Is Elon on the spectrum? Does he have spectrum strength?
Does he have that retard strength? Is that what you're asking?
So where does that weigh in? Where are those variables?
That's fucked up. I saw a meme today that had like their lineup like side by side or whatever, and it had Zuck built like an athlete. It had Elon. It said built like a 1984 refrigerator. It's just so dumb, bro. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I think you kind of do have to take that. He has a little bit of that like spectrum strength behind him, so he might just be able to like will him off of him. He's like, oh, fuck it, you're not going to put me in this arm bar. He just one arms him up and throws him out of the cage.
Yeah. Did you see the Choose Your Clown meme? It's like, you made me think of it, but it's like Mortal Kombat, but pick your MAGA Republican. It's like Donald Trump or Marjorie Taylor Greene or Ron DeSantis
but it's like a video game, like a Clash video game.
Yeah, it's like you choose your clown. Dude, it's so funny.
Yeah, bro.
Oh man, it's really funny.
Hell yeah.
I thought I sent it to you.
No, I haven't seen that. Well, you might have. Sometimes I get a lot of people sending me shit. It gets hard to fucking siphon through some of the shit. So
it's super dumb. I mean, not that I'm trying to knock on, Democrats are just stubs Republicans. But still, it was really funny. It was really funny.
I mean, that one's a little bit more funny because at least I feel like if you put the Republicans up, they can like square up with each other.
Yeah, like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert were like they were on the floor of fucking Congress. Marjorie was calling her a bitch. Like it's out of control.
Really,
it's like reality TV, bro. Yeah, I follow politics, and it's the craziest shit. It's like, where are we at?
Yeah,
these are the people that we're electing. It's so wild to me, man.
Right? And
it's so wild to me.
We can kind of like have that circle back into the the thread versus Twitter or whatever. Because one thing that Twitter is really known for is like its ability to follow celebrities, and politicians use it a lot to help build their platform and campaign. And I'm just wondering, with Threads coming out, how that might like be integrated in with like these type of politicians or celebrities. Because when I got on yesterday for the first time, the celebrities were like the only people that I was seeing on there. And I just wonder if that's going to continue to like get some headway. Maybe we'll see a thing where like, Twitter, because it's a little bit more free speech or something, becomes a little bit more conservative in nature. And then Facebook becomes a little bit more liberal in nature. And then we have these two like warring factions. Then we get just like a group battle in the cage rather than just Zuck and fucking Elon. So,
right.
I don't know. You see that having any sort of impact or that you can think of?
With them fighting?
No, with the Twitter, just like whole political platforms and stuff. You think this might switch things up, shake it up a little bit? Because also, if you think about it, Threads is connected to Instagram and Facebook, so technically that you could somehow increase your platform just by like integrating those together.
100%. Well, I think one of the reasons, I don't know, like I don't know. There's like this whole. At this point in my life, I'm almost like I have to remind myself I don't know shit.
Yeah,
I have to like we're being propagandized everywhere, right? I'm just like bear through it, try to fucking find some truth, right? But I guess where I stand with it is like one thing I do respect about like the whole Twitter thing is like Elon just wants people to say what they want to say.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like I know it's not, not everyone wants to hear it, but do we really want to be censored?
Yeah.
No, we don't.
I don't.
No, we fucking don't.
I don't
We
think
don't want
we
to be censored.
Some people definitely do, though. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, some people are crybabies.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to hear shit about anything bad ever. It's like they shut down. It's like that's not life.
Yeah.
There's ebbing and flowing. Rises and falls.
Yeah, and
you have to have the good and the bad. It's yin yang.
And and the thing is too, the whole like yin yang thing, like yin and yang isn't necessarily a concept that involves two separate paths. It's kind of like a blurred, like gray area almost in a sense, because you have the dot that's engulfed in the other side, and like the whole thing about that is who's to decide what is considered bad and what is considered good, because just because you think something is like inherently bad doesn't mean that it actually is. So then we have to have people who go and decipher that. And now I actually saw, it was a clip at least, I didn't see the whole interview that like Zuck had, and he was talking about, fucking Mexican beer back in 2020. And he was talking about how on Facebook, a lot of people got, not canceled, like muted or whatever. They would remove posts for talking and spreading lies or whatever. And he was like, the thing about it is when you have set in this time and all this new information is coming out, it's so hard to decipher what's going on. It almost felt like he was kind of in a standpoint where he had to take the stuff down just so even more misinformation wouldn't get spread. So, and that kind of gives me a little bit of hope hearing him say that, because now that he's doing this Threads or whatever, maybe he's kind of taken the whole aspect that Elon has been buying Twitter and kind of making it more of a free platform where you can say whatever you want to.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No. Yeah, I'm back in there now. Yeah, no, I agree. I actually don't think, I think I've spoken to you about this before. Like social media, like you think of it as like a tool. We're learning how to use this new tool. Like we've never had it before. It's this whole fucking new thing in the last 2 decades, right? Just like fire. People, cavemen invented fire. They burnt the fuck out of themselves multiple times before they figured out how to harness it properly and use it the right way. Right. So maybe that's what's happening. I don't think Zuck's some evil, malicious person. I'm hoping that he's grown and he wants to do better. Yeah. I hope.
Yeah, no, I've never really pictured him as that either. But, when you have money and you have these giant tech platforms that, has completely integrated the entire world, like I think Facebook has like 3 billion, 4 billion users or something. We're talking about half the world's population, which is so fucking, it's a crazy thought to even think of, the people around the world and stuff like that. But when you see someone with that much power, there's that whole concept that, power corrupts, or maybe the opposite way around. So you just automatically assume that this is an incredibly corrupt, evil person who has ill intentions for you. But in reality, he just has so many different voices in his ears that he has to, decipher what he needs to do on his own, because he is only human. I mean, we also put him on a pedestal because he does have that much money and he has figured something out that the rest of us haven't. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough to call,
Yeah.
It is tough, What would you do? Like if fucking...
I'd fuck over everybody. If it was me, oh, yeah. I'd just be fucking doing all kinds of stuff. I'd be like DMing, going into people's accounts, DMing like girls that they know, and just causing all kinds of havoc. All kinds of havoc. But hey, not everyone's me.